It's the new year. Hopefully, yours have gone off to a good start. As for myself, well, unfortunately, I've been a bit ill lately, and it's been the reason I've been kinda quiet the last few days. It happens, and I'm still kinda under the weather, and I'll tell you more about it at the end of the video if you're curious. But for now, I'm gonna heal up by talking about some video games. We got some deals on some sweet games, from past classics to newer gems to kick off the new year with. Let's dive into those eShop deals. Jitsu Squad is different from other beat-em-up games. Most of the moves and inputs are inspired by classic fighting games that can be chained together for huge combos. In addition, players can tag out to another character at any time, kinda like the Capcom vs. series of games. These things together allow for players to do some pretty wicked stuff to enemies and bosses alike, racking up some insane combos. There's 4 characters to choose from, each unique in their own gameplay style, and there's a local multiplayer where up to 4 players can team up for even more chaos. This game is a blast to play, with its over-the-top action and mayhem, and for beat-em-up fans, I consider this one to be a must-get on Switch. It's back on sale for $11.99 until January 15th. The Ninja JaJaMaru, The Great Yokai Battle plus Hell Deluxe Edition is a good collection of games from the Ninja JaJaMaru series from its past and present. The series has been around for a long time too, since the days of the Famicom. The first game in the collection, which is the latest game, Ninja JaJaMaru, The Great Yokai Battle, is a arcade-style action platformer set in the style of the first game from the Famicom, where players need to eliminate enemies as fast as possible. Along the way, you'll unlock tons of unlockables, like new characters to play as, and more goodies. It's a fun game, and it's even better in co-op play. Included in this collection is a retro collection, which contains 5 classic games from the series. Ninja JaJaMaru-kun from the Famicom, Ninja JaJaMaru's Big Adventure, also from the Famicom, Ninja JaJaMaru, The Great World Adventure, which is from the Game Boy, Ninja JaJaMaru, Operation Milky Way from the NES, and Super Ninja Kid, which is from the Super Nintendo. And that last game is actually my favorite of the bunch. This is a nice collection that is absolutely dirt cheap to get. It's just $2.99. It's a no-brainer. Beyond that collection, there is an additional collection, a retro RPG collection called Ninja JaJaMaru, The Lost RPGs. This contains 2 games, 2 8-bit RPGs that got fully translated for the first time. The collection includes Ninja JaJaMaru, The Ninja Skill Book, as well as Ninja JaJaMaru, The Legend of the Golden Castle. The one game is more of a Dragon Quest style game, basically more of a classic 8-bit JRPG, while the other one is an action RPG, almost like the early Zelda games, with its top-down viewpoint. If you like old school RPGs, then at $2.59, you might get a kick out of this bundle. Cotton Fantasy just might be the best game yet in the Cotton Shoot 'em Up series. It's a great shoot 'em up and has a lot of replayability. There's a bunch of different characters to choose from, each with their own unique playstyles and mechanics to match. There's unlockable levels, as well as the ability to choose your own path with what stages you wish to take on. Yeah, it's a game I think that every shoot 'em up fan needs to check out. It's a worthy one. It's on sale for $7.99. It's the first time it's ever been that cheap on the eShop. Puzzle Bobble, Everybubble, the latest game in the classic Taito series, is a gem of a game. The game features a lengthy story mode with tons of stages that provide nice twists on the classic gameplay as you progress. Tons of characters to unlock and play as well as a bunch of multiplayer modes, 4 versus and co-op play, including 4-player co-op and story mode. There's lots of online options, and there's even a crossover game mode, Puzzle Bobble vs Space Invaders. If you're a fan of the series, or just love puzzle games, or looking for a good multiplayer game for the Switch, then you need to check this one out. It's on sale for a brand new low price of $23.99 for the new year. You've probably heard of the arcade game Strider. Well, Cannon Dancer, otherwise known as Osman, is the unofficial sequel to that game. Many of the staff that worked on Strider worked on this game. The gameplay is of course very similar, though in some ways it's even more flashier and intense than the arcade original was. This is a good arcade game. The version on Switch here has the standard, usual quality of life features included. It's on sale for $5.99 until the 15th. Back during the holiday sales, the Batman Trilogy was on sale, and I personally had bought it and played it. And like I said then, the first two games, they run pretty good on Switch. They were pretty good, and I had a great time with them. Arkham Knight, though, isn't a good time at all. It runs rather poor, so ignore that one. That said, I know that some viewers were like, damn, I wish they would just sell the Batman games separate, so I didn't have to buy that trilogy. I can kinda get what I want. Well, guess what? You can do that now. The games are on sale for the first time ever at $9.99 each for the new year. Melty Blood, type LUMINA, is the 5th entry in the Melty Blood fighting game series. The gameplay is pretty mechanical driven. You got numerous ways to cancel attacks, chain combos, as well as to nullify damage and launch a counterattack. The game has been pretty well received by those who have played it. This seems like a game that's perfect for fighting game veterans. The version on Switch includes plenty of unlockables to earn and customization options, but it also includes rollback online netcode, a feature always welcomed by players. It's back on sale for the new year for $19.99. When it comes to run and gun games, you'll usually hear about Contra and Metal Slug, but a third series you'll usually hear about is Turrican. Yes, the legendary series, Turrican. I can safely say every game within it is a winner. There is not a dud game in the series at all. Now, a few years back, there was a collection released called Turrican Flashback, and it was solid for what it is, but it was still a pretty incomplete collection. The Turrican Anthology collections aim to rectify that, while adding a boatload of content and features, including stuff you never imagined that you'd need. We're talking lots of soundtrack options, including an option for remastered soundtracks for all the games, map features with options including real-time map displays, unlockable cheats, different controller options, including an option for improved modern controls, lots of gallery stuffs, manual scans, rare art, and quality of life features, including rewind and save support, and just loads more. Basically, the collections serve as the ultimate Turrican experience. Now, if you aim to get this, you really do need to own both collections for the full experience, and both are on sale for $10.49 each. But if you're curious what titles are contained within, Collection 1 has Turrican for the Amiga, as well as Turrican 2 for the Amiga, Super Turrican, and the director's cut of that for the Super Nintendo. In addition, it has Mega Turrican Score Attack, a modified version of Mega Turrican. Collection 2 has Turrican 3 for the Amiga, Mega Turrican for the Genesis and Mega Drive, as well as the director's cut of that, and Super Turrican 2. In addition, it has Super Turrican 1 Score Attack, basically a modified version of the first Super Nintendo game. The Fuga, Melodies of Steel games are tactical RPGs that were developed as well as published by CyberConnect 2, a Japanese company that's been around for a long time now, almost 30 years, and they've worked on a number of franchises, including Dragon Ball, Naruto, and the Dot Hack series. These games, the Fuga games, are entries in the company's Little Bronx series, a series of games that contains the games Tail Concerto and Solo Torobo, Red the Hunter. I'm sure someone watching is saying right now, oh my god, those games. Yes, I'm talking about those hidden gems. These Fuga games are prequels to those games. Both games feature players taking control of a gigantic tank that houses survivors that are found throughout the game. They need to take out enemies in strategic combat, as well as take care of the residents within. Now within the tank is a secret weapon called the Soul Cannon, which is capable of immense power at a cost of a crew member's life. At certain points, you gotta choose if you need to use it, and of course, if you do, you gotta choose what crew member must go. Yes, these are emotional RPGs, that feature multiple endings depending on players' choices and how many characters survive by the end of it all. They're very good games, and I highly recommend them. You can get the double pack for the first time ever at 50% off until January 15th. There's a number of arcade archive games on sale for the new year, and of course I got a few picks. First up is a game that you might have ignored. I can't say I blame you, because you might have confused it with its predecessors. See, Dragon Saber is the third game in Namco's Dragon Shoot-'em-up series, the Dragon Spirit and the NES exclusive Dragon Spirit: The New Legend being the first two games. Those two games are probably the ones that most people have played. Now, as cool as the first two games are, you get to play as a dragon, which you can upgrade and all that, they do come with their share of issues. Mainly, they are fairly difficult games. For most, just when you feel like you've gotten your dragon somewhere in power, it'll likely be taken away. Dragon Saber aims to kind of fix that, with an improved difficulty curve, allowing for new players to the genre to kind of hop in and enjoy the ride, at least for the first couple stages. And there's even an option for sustaining multiple hits, up to 4, before losing a life. On top of the gameplay adjustments, this game features some nice graphics, as well as some nice boss battles, and some great music too. It's a good arcade game, and the Arcade Archives release is the first time it's ever been officially released in North America. It's on sale for 30% off until January 18th. If you're looking for a few more arcade classics to pick up, then on the Neo Geo side of their Arcade Archive sale, there's Aero Fighters 3, otherwise known as Sonic Wings 3. It's a good vertical shoot-'em-up, one of the few made for the Neo Geo arcade platform. And then there's Metal Slug 5, which the Metal Slug games are awesome, and they are great run-and-gun games, and they're filled with lots of action and explosions. You should play them all. This one is the last one that was released for the Neo Geo arcade platform. Both are good arcade pickups for just $3.99 each. If you love bullet hell games, then you should consider picking up Danmaku Unlimited 3 for the Switch. This is a really good shoot-'em-up game for the Switch that will challenge your skills. The game's main gimmick is the Spirit Graze system that rewards those who get close to the enemy's bullets, so you can use powerful attacks as well as rack up a ton of points. If you're a bit of a newcomer to the genre, don't worry, there's multiple difficulty options here to suit your skill level, so even beginners can have some fun here. Danmaku Unlimited 3 is currently on sale, returning to its lowest price ever after 5 years. It's going for $2.49, which is the first time the game has ever been that cheap since 2019. So make sure to pick it up now when it's only a few bucks. And there you go, that's it for the latest eShop deals. Like I said earlier, apologies for the little break between videos. Around New Year's Eve, I began to suffer from a really bad case of sinusitis, as well as this really bad allergy attack combo that ended up, well, with pretty much part of my face being swollen. Not just my sinuses, but like my cheeks, or around my nose, and yeah. It's weird, and while I've had sorta like something like this before, it's never been this bad of a case. Only recently, I'm in a way that I can kinda talk okay. I'm still a bit swollen, but yeah, nowhere where what I was. What a way to kick off the new year though, yeah? With my body trying to put me out. I'll be fine though. Hopefully, your new year has been much better. Anyway, that's it for me today. I'll catch you soon on the next video.